Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 65 of the Comic Room Pod. I am your host, Spro, and with me, as always, is Mr. Longbox.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thanks so much for clicking on this.
Yeah, let's talk some comics.
Yeah, whether it's on YouTube or audio, thank you so much. We got our Spotify Wrapped on the creator end, so I got to see some statistics and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we've had some nice growth this year, which is
Good.
Well, yeah,
appreciate
very
it.
nice.
That's fun.
So
We're gonna be in here yapping about this stuff either way.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate it that you want to hang out.
yeah. Who was I talking with? I think I bought a collection from somebody this past week, and we were talking about the podcast, and no. I was on another podcast. That's right. I was on Jane Bax's Expensive Paper, and they were asking about kind of how we started this and like kind of where it all came from, and they said that we would just, before this started, we would just talk for hours and interrupt dinners and get together,
Monopolize all social events.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like where the idea like had kind of started. And then they asked like, so you guys like keep it like toned down now when you're at dinners? And I'm like, maybe a little bit more than before, but I wouldn't say like it's totally gone.
No, we can't really claim that. Not really. We try, but
I think there's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Like
restraint.
Restraint, but like I think there's a little bit more, we're able to perceive situations a little bit better now.
Yeah. We realize, we're the only ones talking at this dinner table, and the girls are looking at each other like, we're shut out of this conversation. We don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. So, but
so this, you guys, you're probably saving our marriages.
So thank you.
Yes, we appreciate it.
But yeah, so it's, I mean, especially like during the school year, like when you're busy, like it's cool to just get together for an hour and a half every week and just yap.
Yeah, it's great. It's speaking of which, the school year is, while not over, it's over for me as far as teaching, because now it's just final exams. That's what's happening this week. Which really all that means is grading whatever's left and then grading when the finals when they come in. So it's starting to ratchet down.
Very nice.
Starting to mellow out, and it's nice.
And then what, you have like a month and a half off?
Yeah, about a month. I'm getting back by mid-January. Third week of January, classes begin again, and we get done. So yeah, about a month, 4 weeks.
Next week will be the last Spro IG claim sale of the year. So I'm thinking probably Wednesday. Are you free Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'll probably be on Wednesday. So if you're listening to this Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of the week of, what day would that be? Whenever this comes out. This comes out on the 15th. So if you're listening to this on the 15th, then the claim sale will be on the 17th at about 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Nice.
You can come by. Got a new collection last week. Sold some of the bigger stuff from it on the last sale. But I still have some more. Got a lot of Something Is Killing the Children. Got a first print of issue number 1. And yeah.
So. I've already picked up a couple things for myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got them over there for you.
And he sent me a text. It was a picture of a couple of Batman and Catwoman was the issue. And you said, "Do you have these?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't have those." Were those in that collection too?
No. Yeah.
I was gonna say, throw those in a pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably do at least one more, if not 2 more WhatNot shows before the end of the year. WhatNot is just a little bit easier. It more so depends on if I have the shipping supplies to do too.
Okay, you brought it up.
Wait, let's save it for later.
I'm gonna talk about what I started. WhatNot.
Okay.
And I will talk about it later. Yeah.
He fell into the trap. But anyways, you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Spros_comics. He's at Mr. Period Longbox. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and like this video if you like it. It helps us a lot. Helps push it to other people who might enjoy it. And if you got a friend who might enjoy this. Send this to them. We'd really appreciate it. Today we got show and tell. We got some news, a little bit of news, but we got some news. And then we'll do a little bit of theorizing because next week we will get the Doomsday trailer.
Yeah.
And actually there's some news about the Doomsday trailer that is pretty exciting. And I would say, dare I say, it's innovative the way that they're planning to do this trailer. So we'll do that, and we'll talk about WhatNot too, because you've fallen down, and then
it's a thing.
Yeah, and then we'll see what else we've been yapping about. But yeah, let's do some show and tell.
Yeah,
I'll kick us off because I talked about this book a few weeks ago when we were talking about foreign variants. And I mentioned I had a couple, and I think I might have done this in a show and tell a while ago, but it's been a long time, and we've definitely got some new viewers since then. So I figured, why not? As you guys know, I'm a big Kang fan and a Doom fan. But this book right here is Los Vengadores, Kang el Conquistador. This is an Avengers 8 Mexican variant. This was printed in 1981. Now, if you ask me, I'm not really one to really understand, I guess is the nicest way for me to put it, the value on foreign comics. There's a lot of foreign comics that'll be printed like this one 20, 30 years after the first appearance. And sometimes it's like trying to fetch the same price, which
as the 30-year-old actual first.
Right. And it'll, and I hear a lot, it's a smaller print run, and these things going on, whatever. I don't know the details, but this I got cheap. I didn't pay much for this.
It's cool though. I love the colors.
I got this on eBay. Yeah, the colors. That's what I really liked about this. But this back cover is actually the reason that I got it, because I believe this is Kirby art. I don't remember if it's the splash page or what. Or if it was like a pinup in Avengers 8, but this right here, you got Kang, and then on the TVs right here is Doom, and then who's the other one? Oh, Ramatut. Yeah. So just a really cool, colorful piece.
Yeah.
I really like this. I think it's a pinup in issue 8. I really like this. This was actually, they reprinted this back cover. Remember the Timeless books that came out a couple years ago?
Yes.
So this was like a ratio variant that they did. It's like a Jack Kirby, like 1-50. And I really, really like it because it's got Kang and Doom. So when I saw that this was the back cover for this, I was like, oh, I got to get that. So really cool book.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's so interesting, this back cover, because there's always that speculation. Are Kang and Doom the same guy?
Yeah.
Or, because Kang and Ramatut are.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So
wow, I love the color gradient, the way it goes, sort of this orangey, and then it goes down into yellow, and then out. That's really pretty. It looks like a Mexican edition, which actually, like you can see the just the culture of the colors, which I think makes it even extra special. That's cool.
That's like in the Breaking Bad, and when they're filming
really
it,
nice.
When it's supposed to be in Mexico or like a South American country, it's all like the orange filter they use.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think I sent you, we always are sending each other. Oh, I saw this on IG. Check this out, and for various reasons. But one of the things I sent you was a recent listing for a Batman issue 1, some kind of a foreign edition. I can't remember which one it was.
Turkish.
Yeah, Turkish.
Like
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't. Do you remember what the price was on it?
I don't.
But it was, I think it was more than 1,000. It was like, it had a big.
Oh, it was like multiple thousands.
Yeah, multiples of thousands. And people were commenting. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade, okay? Because I, like you, I don't really claim to understand that world and what, look, people want to collect what they want to collect and whatever. But of course, the first thing you want to know with one of these things is, well, when was it public? What's the date? What's the publication?
Yeah.
What's the gap between when the original Batman one was published and this? Because, if it's the closer it is, the more significant it is. And it was so interesting because Batman 1 is 1940 and this was 1983. It was 1983 Batman.
43-year gap.
And I thought, well, if somebody wants to pay that much for this book, more power to them. I mean, it is a cool collectible, but is it anyway? It just was. I was kind of like, no. For me personally, I thought there's no way.
I just think if you're gonna invest that kind of money into a book, you should invest it into a proper key, like a true first print, first appearance.
Right. Which is why I never wanted to drop a lot of money on any of those golden record reprints. As close to the actual first issue they are.
Yeah.
Still, I don't want to spend because you can get like for $1,200 you can get a slab like 9.0 of Fantastic Four 1 golden record reprint,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. But I don't want to spend $1,200. I thought about it
Right.
when I thought, well, that'll have to be my consolation. I'm never going to get FF1. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to pay that much for what really just is a reprint.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at least. So I think part of like how I perceive it, like for myself, is that people talk about the scarcity. Like these are really low print runs for the country that it's in, and that's fine. And then they talk about, well, first appearance in whatever country it's like printed in. However, it's like, okay, but like AF-15 is like the first appearance of Spider-Man ever. And that's like going to have value no matter what. For foreign variants, you have to find somebody who's going to also give that book value.
Right.
Because the average collector is just going to be like, oh, well, if that book is worth, 5,000 or whatever, and the first print is worth 8, let me just wait a couple more months and go get the actual first print.
Better yet, why don't I just start my own publishing company, go to some countries where these books these characters have never been published, and print money.
Yeah, essentially. So
yeah. So, but I do understand why people want them. That is a really cool book.
yeah, and this has nothing to do with. This is not an investment. This is purely like I'm a Kang guy and a Doom guy, and I love this Jack Kirby pinup.
It's gorgeous.
Man, can you imagine if this was the cover for issue 8? I mean, it couldn't have been because there's no Avengers on it, but yeah. Another thing that I appreciate about this cover is they did change like the background because it's not a white background, it's orange and yellow.
Yeah.
But sometimes with the foreign reprints, they change all the colors. Like everything is out of whack.
Yeah.
But this one, like the
Pretty
integrity
faithful.
of the Avengers and their uniforms and King and his uniform is the same. So
Incidentally, I didn't know this until recently that Batman 1 has a 1940 publication of Batman 1 has a first and second print, and it's marked by whether or not it has that period in front of the one or not, whether it has a period in front of the one or it doesn't have the period in front of the one. I think if it does, it's a first print. If it doesn't, it's a second print. But nobody differentiates value on that. It's yeah, but I didn't know that. I mean, that's some kind of recent thing to my knowledge, at least recent to me, but pretty interesting.
I'm trying to swipe back to see.
All right.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Batman 1, Egyptian edition,
Okay.
printed in 1983. It's 5,850.
I don't. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm
not gonna mean to laugh because
if you collect it and that's your thing,
yeah, it's
that's valuable to you. But
yeah, there's no way.
Good luck.
That'd be tough. That'd be tough. That would be like you really, man. But whatever. Like I said, whatever. My show and tell. I'm sorry, man. I'm breaking all the rules. I have 3 books for show and tell.
Oh gosh.
But I'm not. But it's all.
Let me find more.
But I'm not going to tell a story about each 3 or anything like that. Okay. They're all thematic. People you perhaps have wondered. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you never thought about it at all. But I certainly have. What am I going to collect next? After finishing the FF run and you're
not done with the FF run. 13.
13. Ah, yes, I know. 13 is still out there. So 13. And the Tech 122 is still out there. So those are there. But I decided not to try to create a brand new thing to collect, but I just I just turned my focus to something I'm already collecting and just kind of shoring that up and getting some really cool things. And that's my Jenny Frisson collection. Mm-hmm. And we did a whole podcast last year on who's like up and coming, or she's not up and coming, she's already here.
Yeah.
But I mean, artists that we're specking on, and she was my number one.
Yeah.
And I really kind of made very much a fanboy prognostication that she was going to be, really sought after at some point and all this, and nothing that she isn't already. But I think she's got a really solid fan base, but I think it's kind of turned a corner. Some of her books are starting to get harder to pay cheap prices for. But one of the things you can get really on the cheap with Jenny Frison is signed books for some reason, at least the ones that aren't slabbed. And this one I picked up on eBay, and it's a Harley Quinn issue number 32, and it's all pink, and she's blowing a bubble off to the side. And there are people who collect bubblegum covers too. Yeah. It's kind of cool. But that's a great cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love this cover. It's so playful and just attractive into this pink color. And it's got this great, bold, dark Frison signature right there. So
her signature is like...
Yeah, it is. And it's got a COA on it, so that's kind of nice. It's, I guess, a New York Comic-Con signing or something. I don't know, because it says New York Comic-Con on the back. But this is not an exclusive... This is not an exclusive comic from that convention. But I love the cover anyway, and I didn't have it. And it was like $20, man.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
For that. So I was really happy to get that. And as long as these books are 20 and under, I will buy as many as they come up.
There you go.
That's how I feel about it. Now this one wasn't $20. This one was a actual WhatNot purchase. And it's another Jenny Frison. It's another Jenny Frison signed, and it's Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 6.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And look at that cover. Is that not gorgeous? And I've been to a convention where Jenny Frison was signing, and I waited. You remember that when I waited in a long line with a stack of Catwoman covers and a few others, and she signed them all. But what was fun to watch about her signing is that she really considers with each book what color pen she's going to use. She has like this array of colored Sharpies, and you give her the books, and she looks at it. She'll reach for a pen, then she'll stop, and she'll like put her hand to her face and think about it and pick a different. Like, she takes it really seriously. Yeah. Not just the color, but the placement too, of where she's going to sign it.
Yeah.
And this one is just a beautiful choice of signatures. And it's a 9.8 CGC, if you're listening, of Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman 6. And the funny thing is, I bought this on WhatNot. When I bought it, I was thinking I was buying Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 1. Which I thought, well, this makes sense because I want Absolute Wonder Woman number 1 anyway, but it wasn't number 1. But that's what happens in WhatNot sometimes. Yeah. But I don't regret it at all because I love the book.
Yeah.
Love the cover. And now, if you watched last episode's podcast, you saw the origin of what's about to happen here, because we were talking about this book, and while we were talking about it, I pulled up eBay and looked to see to get some information on it. Yeah. And I discovered that there was one for sale. And the one for sale was being sold with a bid, an auction versus a buy it now. And it was closing later that very day. And we joked about it. I said, well, who knows? Come back next week. I might have it. And
here we are.
Here it is. Voltron, a Legend Forged issue number 1 from July of 2008, featuring the first ever cover art, first ever published comic book art of Jenny Frison. Oof. This is the Grail book if you're a Frison collector. Yep. I've seen 9/8s and 9/8 signs go for $1,600 and up. This one is in a 9/0 white pager, not signed. This is good enough for me.
Man, yeah,
it's more than good enough for me. This is my Jenny Frison collection just went nuclear with this book right here.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I took that one out.
I want to see why it's a 9/0.
The spine looks like it has. It's got some ticks. Not sure they're even color breaking.
Yeah, what the heck.
So the question then for me is, would I be willing to crack it and have Jenny get a signature on it? The answer is probably. I probably would.
Yeah, at a 9/0, it's like,
why not? So when she does do CGC private signings or sponsored, whatever they do, whatever they call it, where you can just send your book in and you tell her, you create the window where you want it signed and she'll sign it and then they grade it. So,
it's tough because I don't have the actual book in my hand, and there's a lot of stuff that's like reflected and
Right.
on the like
plastic.
smudges and stuff that are like on the case. But just looking at this, I mean, I would say a 9 too.
And you could do your magic with your little hot wand thing that
Yeah. Wow, this is a cool book.
Yeah. So I'm pretty certain that I will be cracking it and sending it into CGC just as soon as Fristen announces another signing, which she does often do, at least once or twice a year. So I think having this come back in a yellow label with her signature somewhere on here would be pretty sick.
Yeah, bends to cover, light spine stress lines to cover. So bends to cover is a pressable defect.
Joshua, my man. Yeah, I'm gonna entrust this to you.
Yeah, I think that's like a $500 press job, I think.
Well, so yeah, I'm really happy about that one.
Yeah,
I wish she would come out to the West Coast for cons, but she hasn't in several years. She's a New York girl, so New York artist, so she hangs out, and the last one she went to I think was in Orlando, so she'll do those, but she hasn't been out this way. But that's fine. She, like I said, she does do CGC signings, and what do you think, chat? Should I chat? I always say chat like we're live streaming. But do you guys think I should crack it and send it to CGC for a signature when she signs up for another one of those, or should I just leave it and be done with it? The price, if you're really curious about what I paid, you can go and find out. You can go to eBay and search completed listings, because I don't think there are that many that go for a bid, but I was really happy with the price I paid.
Yeah.
I think it was a fair market price. I don't think anybody got fleeced or anything, but it's an auction. It is what it is, but it's a lot less than I've ever seen it offered in a buy it now. Like it's in any condition. I just can't get even raw, the price I paid for this. So, I wasn't looking to drop, a 3-figure number on a comic 2 weeks before Christmas for myself. But
I just want to say, shout out Rohan, if you're listening, brother. It's two of your favorite types of books as our show and tell: a foreign and a modern variant.
Oh no, is he against those?
Heavily?
Yeah, but it's a first. What am I trying to say? It's a key if you're into that artist.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find.
Yeah. That's okay. He would dog on mine too.
I know.
But it's funny.
It's all right. We love you, Rohan.
All right. That's our show and tell. Congrats, Mr. Longbox, on your grab. Let's get into news. This should be fairly quick. Not a ton of news. But I mean, we didn't have like a news section for a while. But stuff is obviously starting to ramp up.
Yep.
What the heck? All right. First piece of news here. Let's see. Let's go. Let's start with this one. Some Batman Part 2 news. This is like a 2-part news. Don't really know what's true. But Brad Pitt is rumored to be in talks to join the Batman Part 2 as the main antagonist, possibly Dr. Arkham, as was speculated last week. Mm-hmm. Another news outlet came out and said that's false. That's a rumor. He's not in it. But I don't know. I mean, we're in the casting period, because I believe they're going to start filming in like March or something like that. So I don't know. Brad Pitt in a Batman movie sounds
great.
Sounds interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Okay, let's do this one next. This is a minor spoiler for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So if you want to go into that completely like spoiler free, I would say this one is like decently. Yeah, this is like a decent leak. So I'll have a time code where you can skip. I'll put it on screen where you're safe, and I'll give you a few seconds to either pause or get out. Okay, you're now in spoiler territory. The Hand will be in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh.
And their suits will be comic accurate. And with Punisher being in Brand New Day, Punisher ends up leading the Hand at one point. So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In
Interesting.
the comics, he leads the Hand.
All right.
So there's a lot of speculation there where you can get the first appearance or the first time he leads the Hand.
Yes, and the first appearance of the Hand is in the Miller Daredevil run.
Yeah.
Right. What issue is that? Like 173?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I have to look it up. But yeah.
But that ties in very well with there's been set photos of like tanks with that ninja logo that we all thought was Mr. Negative. But now we're thinking, oh, is this Punisher leading the Hand and like stamping that logo on there?
Whoa.
So very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
The Punisher special presentation is coming out before Spider-Man Brand New Day. So I'm sure we'll get more hints towards that. But yeah, that would be a very interesting turn. And I think really cool because it would take something very grounded that we've seen in the MCU and really just bring it to its comic life. And I think that would be, just real interesting to see. So
I like that. I like anything that touches that Miller run.
Yeah.
You know, the Hand, Stick, Elektra, Punisher, obviously, Bullseye, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited. But apparently Daredevil is still not in the movie. So saddies, but I don't know.
Yeah, we really want to see that. Spider-Man, Daredevil need to be need to be fighting side by side in some on screen sometime.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
All right. We're now out of spoiler territory, so you're good.
Okay.
Okay. 4 different trailers. Actually, I'm going to save this.
For what?
After this next piece. Actually, it all kind of goes together. Okay. 4 different trailers for Avengers Doomsday will play before Avatar Fire and Ash screening. Each trailer will run for 1 week and then switch to the next trailer. So, here's what else has been leaked. These 4 trailers will be specific to the teams. So, for 1 week, we will get an Avengers trailer for Avengers Doomsday and their role in the movie. The second week, we'll get a Thunderbolts New Avengers themed trailer. The third week, and this isn't the order it is. This is all for example. The third week would be Fantastic Four trailer and their role in Doomsday. And then the fourth week will be an X-Men trailer and their role in Doomsday. So
wow.
Yeah.
How are they going to do all this?
Yeah.
3-hour movie.
So pretty innovative. That's also going to drive people to go see.
It's going to drive spec.
Avatar. Yeah, it's going to drive spec, but I'm saying like Disney's probably doing it to like drive people to go watch Avatar.
Yeah, they know how crazy we are for these trailers.
Yeah, so, but they'll get leaked and
are you going to see Avatar?
I've never seen any of the Avatars.
This is your time.
I don't care for them. Dara will go see it though, so she might see the trailer before me. Yeah.
What if she's like, I'm not telling you. You have to come to the movie with me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't care for it.
Did you watch the animated?
Like Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
I've seen a few episodes.
No, I mean the whole thing. You didn't grind it out like the rest of us?
No.
I did. I watched the whole thing. I'd seen the movie that everybody panned, the very first live action movie, which I thought was
Shyamalan.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm not really like I wasn't comparing it to anything. And then I watched the animated during the pandemic.
Oh, really?
That's one of the things I did.
Yeah,
because Melissa was watching it, so I just sat and watched it with her, and because what else was I going to do?
Nice, yeah. All right. Here's the next and last piece of news. Marvel announced that Avengers Endgame is being re-released into theaters in September of 2026. So a pretty important release date, considering that Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in like July or August, and then Avengers Endgame re-released in September, and then Avengers Doomsday is in December. So that just kind of like immediately tells us that that they at least want us to remember the movie, that they want to specifically bring that movie to the forefront of our minds as we go into Avengers Doomsday. So when that was announced, Daniel RPK, who is a notable leaker, he said that this is being done because Avengers Doomsday is being positioned as the true narrative sequel to Avengers Endgame. It will continue the fallout of the blip, the broken multiverse, and the unfinished arcs that Endgame left behind. So essentially, what it's doing is, I think Marvel kind of knows that post Endgame they really struggled to find their footing, and there was some good stuff. WandaVision, Loki, Thunderbolts I enjoyed, and Marvel does too because they're putting them in Doomsday. Fantastic Four was good.
Yeah.
Marvel thinks so too because they're also putting them into Avengers. But everything else that was released, Marvel seems to be like pivoting away from. And I think what I found most interesting that Daniel RPK mentioned was there's loose ends in Endgame that were never properly picked up during the multiverse saga. So it seems like the Russo brothers with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars are going to go back and hopefully finish that. So what I want to do for the next few minutes is we're heading into the trailer, and we've seen all the movies that are important, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, and obviously we've seen Infinity War and Endgame. So let's quickly put our theory caps on and see, before this trailer comes out, what the heck could Doomsday be about? Because it's pretty big news. If we're talking about the fallout of the blip and picking up unfinished arcs.
And what were the unfinished arcs? I'm trying to remember them all.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the biggest one, and this is a show that got canned, was Armor Wars. So what happens to Stark Industries? What happens to all of Stark's stuff? There was the Ironheart show, but Disney did not market it. I still haven't seen it. I do plan to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
And there's ties to Tony there. But yeah, he died and he has a legacy, but the multiverse didn't really pick up on that legacy. You had a little bit of it with Spider-Man, but that was more so him dealing with the grief of losing his mentor. So I think there's that for sure. Captain America went back in time to put the stones back, and we haven't seen any of that. Like we don't know what happened.
He didn't want to talk about it.
And the only thing we know is that he stayed back.
Yep.
And a lot of people were saying this after Endgame came out, is give us a TV show, because I think that this format would work best in a TV show because you would get like 6 hours worth of content.
Yeah.
Is give us a TV show of Cap going back into time and putting these stones back, because there's a lot of story you could tell.
Yeah.
So that's one. Probably we'll get this in Brand New Day, but Hulk, we're transitioning out of Smart Hulk back to
Smash Hulk?
Yeah, Smash Hulk.
That's what I want.
So I think that's probably something we'll get before Avengers Doomsday. I think Thunderbolts was a good pickup for Bucky. Bucky loses his friend, Steve, and now kind of figuring himself out again with the Thunderbolts. We do have. I mean, we don't really know what's up with the Avengers. Like,
no, and the Julia Louis Dreyfus, whatever.
Yeah.
Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Her name is too long. The character she plays, her name is too long to go into. I'll get it wrong, but that character really, they did a little bit with her, but She was introduced in that whole thing and didn't
Yeah.
really, they could do more with her.
Yeah. So, and then, yeah, she was in Thunderbolts. And then at the end, we know that Sam Wilson, Captain America, wants to sue the New Avengers
Yeah.
because they're calling themselves the New Avengers. But, like, who is your Avengers? Like, we don't even know who's on the Avengers team right now.
You see,
Like, we don't
this
even
gets
know.
to the heart of why I was never an Avengers reader as a kid, and why I didn't really like the Avengers until the movies, because the movies changed everything. But they were never a solid group. They always were changing, constantly changing.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. So that's fine,
Yeah.
right? But I just couldn't. I was an FF guy, and these were the four. That was it. You had these four characters, and the Avengers were constantly, oh yeah, Hulk's in it. Oh no, he's not in it. I think he was out after like issue 6.
Yeah.
He's like, no more Hulk. And then and they're always moving parts in and creating new. And I guess that's the allure of the Avengers. But that was the part that I didn't really love. But that's what makes this so interesting now, because who are the Avengers?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know. Half the team is still around.
Right.
So
Yeah.
are they going to reform? Because I'm not getting the Thunderbolts as the new Avengers. They're the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
The fact that they want to be the Avengers is part of the fun.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole shtick of that group. So, but the Avengers are still the Avengers.
Yeah.
But who is it going to be? And anything's fair game because of the precedent in the comic books. Although, who am I to be saying that the movies are going to base anything on the comic books? But we're totally fine with the Avengers constantly changing their cast, because that's what the Avengers are.
Yeah. So briefly, it's Cap. We're figuring out what the heck happened to Cap. What the heck is going on with Tony Stark's empire that he built? And I would say those are probably the two most important ones.
Yeah.
And where does Doom play into all this? Like, so I guess that's the main theory: is where is Doom popping in? Why? What about Endgame?
Oh man.
Is pulling Doom out of the shadows. And then, of course, why is Doom and Tony Stark the same person? That is a question that I do not think we will get answered until the movie comes out. But I think that is obviously the question that's at the forefront of everybody's mind, whether you're a comic book and a movie enjoyer, or whether you're just like the movie enjoyer. Is like, why in the world did they cast RDJ in this role?
Mm-hmm.
It has to mean something. Like you don't just do that.
Right. I'm fine with almost anything they try, as long as they don't try to retcon it and eliminate Victor Von Doom from the whole thing. And
Yeah.
somehow it's Tony Stark like that. They can't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
But other than that, I'm on board for the ride. I'm willing to go trust them and to tell a good story. But yeah, are we into the speculation part now? Can I say something that to answer one of your questions? Like,
yeah.
What about the Avengers Endgame storyline could bring Doom out? I don't know specifically, and I can't even guess. But what I do know in a broad sense is that, and what might make this really interesting, there was a lot of time travel in the Avengers stuff. Like, talk about Cap going back in time, and he comes back and he's old, so we really get it put in our face, right?
Yeah.
The time stuff, like all that stuff, and of course, Doctor Strange is a form of time travel, but in the future, looking at all the possibilities and all that. Well, Doctor Doom is like the original time traveler. He doesn't need the Infinity Stone to time travel. He has his own machine, like Kang. you know? So that's one plot line subject area that there's definite overlap, and whether or not that they would do anything with that, I don't know. But there's something with that, but I can't speculate as to what it is. Maybe Doom is very, he's arrogant.
Yeah.
And there was an attempt, and to a certain degree, a successful attempt by this other big bad, Thanos, to exert ultimate authority over the universe, to wipe away, a third, of half of mankind and humanity and all that. That could draw Doom out. to be like, okay, now you have my attention.
Yeah.
You know, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like he suddenly takes it upon himself to say, all right, I need to step in and set some rules here.
Yeah.
I could see that from him too. You know, where he thinks he's doing the right thing, like being a good guy, almost like Thanos in a way. But anyway, that's consistent with the Doom that I know as far as his character.
Yeah, that's his MO. He always has to be the biggest bad.
Yeah, well, we have the panels in the comic book.
Yeah.
The famous "seems you were mistaken" or whatever it was, you know, where he rips Thanos out by the spinal column.
Eviscerates his flesh. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want. Of course, a major Doom rollout. Like I want Doom to not just be Doom because he's wearing the mask and the green and all that. I want him to be Doom because the force of his character comes across so intensely on screen.
Yeah.
Where we all say, "Oh, okay, so who's this guy now?" Because he's like Darth Vader. Like he comes on the screen and the gravity's bending around him.
Right.
Because he's that significant. Because that's what he is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You know the Endgame storyline way better than I do as far as the movies go. You've seen the whole thing a few times. So I'm really curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, let me ask you this first.
Okay.
What about, because it's hard to say what they'll actually do with this, because there's a very good chance they just ignore it and they can get away with ignoring it. But what do you think they'll do about Kang? Because Kang was being set up as the next big bad. And the reason why I say I think they can get away with just flat out ignoring it is because it was in the Loki show, was like where the biggest arc was for Kang and his variants.
Right.
And then the Ant-Man movie.
Right.
That movie was bad.
And he got like stranded there, right?
Yeah. So I think if Marvel just had a throwaway line, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know. Do you think?
I think you're right. I think that's what they're going to do. It'll be a throwaway line, and that'll be that. It's not what I want them to do.
Yeah.
But I understand. We're already saying there seems to be a ton of stuff in this movie already with all the different cameos and people. The cast list alone tells you it's massive. The
OG X-Men,
the various trailers, like all it. There's so much packed in this movie. I don't know how they get that in there too.
Yeah.
But I hope though that at some point we get Kang again.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of think that a throwaway line is almost better, because it takes a lot of pressure off and it still leaves him out there.
Yeah, parks him.
Yeah, exactly. Where like if you do like a whole thing,
yeah,
like
now you complete the arc. And
yeah, exactly. Like if you have like the first 10-15 minutes like dealing with that situation, it can take away from future use, which Kang is the Avenger villain.
Yeah.
Like Doom is the FF villain and the overall like Marvel Universe villain. But the way that like Green Goblin is to Spidey and Doc Ock is to Spidey and
Magneto is to X-Men.
Yeah, Magneto is to X-Men, Joker is to Batman. Like that's what Kang is to the Avengers. So yeah, I think it's better that's a good way to put it, is just to park them, maybe a throwaway line, and then just move on. And I think they can get away with it because the movie was really poorly received and the rest of his arc was done in a show, which by all accounts means the common viewer or the average viewer probably hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
So
that would be great. And so here's our mini spec thing we won't know until the movie comes out. So we got a ways here, but if that's the case, if they go with a throwaway line to quickly, just a 1-2 lines, and then we move on, and just telling you, get your Avengers 8 then.
Yeah.
Because that's a good indication that he'll be back around. And right now it's so far off the highs that it wasn't on, that you can take it for granted now almost. You can just be like, oh, well, that's what it costs. And I don't know if I want to pay that. But speaking of time travel, you can go back to 2023, 2022, and someone were to give you an opportunity to buy that book for what you can buy it for today, you would go, oh man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could go back in time and get it before it spiked to where it is now. Well, as it turns out, you could have gone forward in time to buy it at that cheap price, which is today. Like right now, your opportunity to go back in time and buy it cheap is today.
Yeah,
actually, and maybe in the future. But if they I think what you say is true. If they just do a throwaway, it sets them up better to come back.
Yeah.
If they do a whole complete the story arc, then it's less of a spec book.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but still always a great book. But yeah, anyway, back to the movie. I really do hope that's what they do.
Yeah.
Just don't try to explain it. Just give us a line. We're good. Let's move on. And we'll get back to Kang.
Yeah.
And I really hope it's Jonathan Majors, honestly. I don't think anybody, I think he was so good that he is Kang.
Yeah, it'll be tough. I don't know. Who knows what they'll do, but
come on, man. Kevin Spacey made a comeback. Anybody can make a comeback.
Yeah, that's true. If Kevin Spacey can make a comeback, anybody can make a comeback.
I think his court case got thrown out anyway. I don't really know, but I mean, Hollywood is all about that.
Yeah, it's true.
So you're never truly gone.
Yeah. Okay. So what do I think?
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. I think. So as far as we know, Chris Evans is not reprising his role. They've never confirmed. He was not. Remember when they did the whole chair name release?
Yeah.
He wasn't on there. He's denied it in interviews, which, they get paid to deny it when they're not actually confirmed. They're put on NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
And So I think that him going back into time with the time stones, I think that is one of the things that's going to pull Doom out. Because what they did in Endgame was they really, what's the word? Not manipulated, but they like took advantage of time. So they were like, okay, we're gonna go disrupt the time stream and steal all the gemstones, or infinity stones, and we're gonna put them back, and that's gonna be okay. Like that was the whole thing. Was like, we'll take them, we'll use them, and then we'll put them back, and things will be good. And I'm not really sure that that's how time works,
right?
Because you're still plucking something out from where it's been,
right?
So, yeah, I think that's going to be one of the big things that is going to pull Doom out. Is like they're messing with time too much, and they treated it like there wasn't like this reverence for time.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think that's one thing.
I can see that.
The X-Men. This is going to be the same thing for the X-Men. Days of Future Past.
Right.
Where essentially all the movies got retconned and then it got unretconned and it's all really confusing. Yeah. And I don't even really know what's what. But Days of Future Past was Wolverine going back into time and setting their timeline straight so that the Sentinels didn't have a complete takeover.
Right.
And I think that's another thing that's going to make Doom mad is not treating the timeline with reverence, as in this is what was supposed to happen. Like,
right.
So we know as introduced in Loki, there's the timekeepers, and that's what Kang, the TVA and Kang was kind of having control of the multiverse. I think what it'll be, I think the throwaway line will more so be like, he was just a puppet. Like he was my puppet.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was running things, and people got too confident and too almost like people started playing God with time.
Yeah.
And his thing is going to be like, I'm the only God of time.
Yeah, that's so him. That's so him.
And so the Avengers did it in Endgame. The X-Men did it in
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
Fantastic Four. I mean, if you look at the comics, they did tons of travel.
Yeah, so I think with the FF, as far as
time
like
travel,
Pedro's universe and movie, I think it's more so they messed with space. So they were willing to move their planet,
Right. That's right.
which I still like. Darren and I rewatched it like 2 weeks ago. I'm still trying to figure out how was there even any confidence that like
That could work.
that would work,
I know.
because
It's a whole planet.
and just the way that the sun and the moon, like how important that is to our atmosphere and
Yeah.
like our position in.
Yeah, the tilt and the rotation and all
Right.
those things. Yeah, that was one thing that was about that movie that was a little too fast. Was suddenly
Yeah.
we're doing this and it's all working and it would have worked except that the surfer came and wrecked it all. Like, well,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big jump. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah,
So, and I think kicking Galactus out into space, out into the middle of nowhere, we don't know where he is, and Silver Surfer is with him. I think that's another thing that's like you guys are messing with things that are supposed to happen.
yeah,
Like your planet was supposed to be eaten,
yeah,
and you stopped it. And if we even see other like it happened with the other FF team, the Ian Grufford and Jessica Alba and Chris
Yeah.
Evans FF team,
Yeah.
was they also had a Galactus threat, the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie, and they also deferred Galactus. So I think it's going to be a lot of like, these things are supposed to happen. You're supposed to let these things, these like
Right.
big catastrophic universe weight bearing catastrophes are supposed to happen, and you guys have been deflecting them. And now I have to come in and make sure that all these things like come back into place. So
yeah.
I think that's why it's called Doomsday, is because he has to bring the inevitable doomsday that everybody deferred back to its proper place.
To set it right.
So it's like the Avengers and Earth was supposed to be snapped and stay snapped by Thanos. And I think he was okay with that. The X-Men were supposed to live in a world that was overtaken by the Sentinels and ran by the Sentinels, and they reverted that. And I think he wants to set that back straight. The FF, we're supposed to live in, well, not supposed to live, but we're supposed to have a world where Galactus ate their world and they were eliminated
Yeah.
completely. So I think why it's called Avengers Doomsday is because Doom's main plot is to bring the inevitable doomsday that was due to these teams.
I like that a lot. And don't forget in FF2 we did get we got the picture of the chair that said Latveria on it.
Yeah.
There's that whole element of Doom's just Doom. It's already present. You know what I mean? He's already he's already there. And what's the name of that I'm blanking on the name of the council.
Future Foundation.
Yeah, the Future Foundation.
Yeah.
Which anyway, yeah, I could see that. I keep staring over here because you have a carpet over here that has Dr. Doom on it.
Oh yeah.
I keep looking at it. If anybody's wondering why I'm not looking at the camera, because I'm looking at him and he's doing this whole thing, and that's just him. You know, he's just he is the ultimate villain, and sees himself as kind of in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And so I could definitely see him coming saying, "Look, you guys, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know, I've been to the future. This is the way it's supposed to happen. You're messing with things that you really just can't control. I can. I know but you don't." I could see him doing that.
Yeah. Or I just thought of this. Maybe it was supposed to be Doom who fixed everything. So it's like Doom was the one who was supposed to come in and defeat the Sentinels and become God Emperor Doom of that world. Doom was the one who was supposed to come in and save our 616 planet from
Thanos.
the Thanos and the snap.
Yeah.
But like the snap was still supposed to happen, but it would allow for Doom to come in and usher in his kingdom, type thing. So,
Right.
and maybe that's the inevitable doomsday, is like these worlds were supposed to be destroyed. Galactus was supposed to be defeated, but it was supposed to be by me, and then I would rule the world. I would rule the multiverse.
Yeah.
Because I was your savior from all these tragedies.
If you haven't, talking to everybody watching or listening, if you don't really have a sense of Doom, like who he is, that would be important to get before this movie cycle happens.
Yeah.
You know, the psychology of Victor Von Doom and who he is and how he sees the world and his place in it, because it's really important. Like, he's not just this guy who comes up and he just wants to conquer everything. That's not, he's way more complex than that. He's not driven like Galactus is by just, well, I'm hungry, I have to eat. And what I eat is planets, and your planet looks pretty tasty to me. Like that's a cool villain too. But it's not very complex. It's just, he's like a shark swimming in the ocean. He has to eat. You're there. He eats you. Doesn't make him evil. He's just eating you. It's just very inconvenient for you.
Right.
But Doom is very complicated.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for readers to maybe just get a quick crash course on Doom?
I think just read both Secret Wars, the old one and the new one. Okay. I think you'll get like a pretty, you'll learn who he is there pretty quickly. You can read books of Doom, where he gives his life story, and you'll get you'll see why he is the way that he is, as far as his like childhood and like upbringing and rivalry with Reed, and like how all of that plays a part into why he is the way that he is. I never read the Doom series. Today maybe I'll read I never read the Doom one shot that came out. Remember?
Yeah,
I never read that. I have a few copies of it, but
I haven't either, and I do have a couple copies of it too. It's funny.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, it's him defeating Galactus or facing off with Galactus.
Oh.
Pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
And I think that set up, because Marvel has like the One World Under Doom. Marvel Comics has the One World Under Doom thing going on right now. So I think that was maybe like the prologue.
I don't know why I haven't read it. I forgot about it because I heard it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And kind of, it was set in the future or something. It's very kind of an epic story. I'm sure we'll both really like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll make sure to pull that book out this week for myself. But yeah, definitely, if you really want to, regardless of what they choose to do with Doom, we know they're investing heavily into it because RDJ's playing him. We know they're investing heavily in it because that's the name of the movie, Doomsday. And we know they're investing heavily in it because he's the big bad in MCU. So do yourself a favor, take a little bit of time and don't chat GPT it, man. Go read a few of these books, these story arcs.
Yeah.
And get a sense of this character.
Read FF5 and 6.
Yeah.
You can find them. I think his relationship with Namor in issue 6 is very telling of who he is as a character. That issue right there is pretty funny.
Spider-Man 5?
Yeah, it's very como se dice, campy. Yeah, but it's pretty funny.
All right.
You will perceive more of who Doom is. But it's more so like funny.
Okay. And I guess they retell his origin in FF Annual 2, but I don't think there's anything significantly new going on there. But yeah, because it will make everything, the anticipation for this movie will be even better for you, I think. He's imagine not knowing anything about the Joker. And you're bless you.
Oh, thank you.
And except that he's this dude who looks like a clown. That's all you know. And then you go and watch the Heath Ledger portray the Joker. It's not going to mean as much to you. You're going to be like, "What? This guy's it's interesting, but what's the story?" But if you knew all the lore, all the his origin, his relationship with Batman, his homicidal, maniacal yin yang with Batman, and the whole thing, suddenly Heath Ledger's performance becomes legendary because he somehow captures it.
Yeah.
So I would say the same for Doom. He's that significant in MCU. Go ahead and do a little bit of a deep dive.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one, and I followed this character, but I'm still going to do a deep dive because there's so much more I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the newest Secret Wars is probably the best to read, I would assume.
Is that Secret Wars 2?
No. Jonathan Hickman.
The got it.
Yeah. That's from 2015. Yeah. So if you have, I have like part of that run lying around. But if you have, there's multiple ways. Trade paperback. I can lend you my trade paperback.
Okay.
If you want to read it. Yeah.
You better not. Last time you lent me one, I gave it back to you in a year.
That's true.
Took a year. Just hang on. I'll ask you for it when I'm ready. Yeah. I'm There's so many things that I want to read. I did start reading. I'm reading the new series of The Beauty by Jeremy Hahn. The
Never heard of it.
It's the initial series came out years ago, and I think it was optioned or picked up or something like that. But anyway, it's going to be a show, and it's about an STD that you get an STD and it makes you beautiful, but also kills you eventually, or might kill you. Like, I don't know because I haven't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's a really great concept. And the first series ran like 24 issues, and they are currently publishing. I say I can't remember the publisher. I think it's Boom. But anyways, indie. They have a brand new series that's out. I think they're doing it to promote the show, and it's so I don't even know if the shows might already be out. I gotta look. But anyway,
I've never heard of this show or comic.
yeah. So then if you haven't heard of it, it probably isn't yet. Can't be. But in any event, I'm reading the new one, and issue 2 just came out. I just picked it up at the LCS, and I have issue 1 of the initial one, and I have like issue 10 almost all the way to 24, but I don't have 2 through 8. So I'm either gonna, and now they're getting expensive because of the show and it's coming out. So I think I might just pick up the first. Problem is the first trade will still leave a few blanks, but nonetheless, I've been reading that, and it's been interesting. And but I do have the Hickman FF run that I need to read,
right?
Which is pretty big commitment, man. It's like 3 big fat trades.
Yeah, well, that leads into Secret Wars. So once you're done reading that, then you can read Secret Wars after.
Okay.
So
well, I guess I have my reading order then.
Yeah, but yeah, that is a big thing. Actually, I read 2 things this week. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23 came out this week.
Okay.
Second to last issue of the Hickman Ultimate Spider-Man Man Run. I really hope Marvel calls an audible and keeps it going, because
if it's selling, they will. You know it.
I know they've already announced the end of the entire Ultimate Universe run. But it's just like it's so good. Anyways, spoilers for Ultimate Spider-Man 24. Are you okay with spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically his son has a symbiote suit, and he goes to Fisk Tower. His son does, because he's like, it's time for me. It's essentially like, all right, it's time for me to be like my dad and take care of business.
Nice.
And then
take care of business.
Peter, like, he's coming back from like another mission, and he talks to MJ, and he's like, where's I'm forgetting his son's name. And they find out that he ran off to Fisk's Tower. So Spider-Man's like, okay, I'll go get him. So he goes to Fisk Tower, and Kingpin sees his son, and he's like partnering with Black Cat. But then Kingpin and Fisk, they see them on the monitors, like going through the building. But then Fisk and Mr. Negative end up getting in a fight. And then Spider-Man breaks through, and he breaks it up, and he's pissed. And so Spider-Man and Kingpin get into this incredible fight.
Ooh.
And then Spider-Man is losing, and he starts losing bad. And then Kingpin, if you've read any Daredevil comics, or even if you've seen the Daredevil show, his like signature finishing move is like the double fist, hands over his head, just like 1 pound to the chest, and like just stops your heart immediately.
Crush you,
yeah. And so he does that to Spider-Man, and you just see like Spider-Man lying there, and Fisk gets up and he talks to Mr. Negative, and they're just pretty much like, okay, now he's out of the way. And then they're like, okay, we'll call a truce for now because we have things to accomplish. And then there's like a little noise that kind of happens, and so like Fisk looks over his shoulder, and then the final page is Spider-Man is standing up, and he's just like got this like powerful stance, and his suit's all ripped, he's just like he's all beat, and he says, I'm just getting started.
Let's go.
And then that's how the issue ends, leading into the final issue. It's so good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Set up for, and somewhere in there, Spider-Man's son is there, right? Assuming somewhere in the
He's
building.
Still in the building, yeah.
Let's go.
So,
wow. That's going to be a great finale.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good.
And you really believe they're going to stop the world when it's so much of a moneymaker for them?
That's what they've said, and I mean, there's only one issue left. I guess they'll see.
Maybe for now.
I guess they'll see. Yeah, because I mean, if anybody read the Invincible Universe Battle Beast, they did. It was supposed to be 5-issue miniseries that just told this like side story about Battle Beast and like what he was doing between the first time we saw him in Invincible to the second time we see him in Invincible, because it's a decent gap. So it's like, what was he doing in between? That's all it was supposed to be. And then it started selling like crazy. So they were like, okay, we'll make, like, if you guys want to see more, like, we'll tell more stories of what he was doing. So they put it on like a 6-month hiatus, and it's coming back in March.
Okay.
But because it was selling like crazy, they were like, okay. So
Yeah.
I think everybody loves it. We'll see how Ultimate Endgame goes, and then the final issue. But I mean, Peach Momoko said on Twitter that it's because she does the Ultimate X-Men. She said it's over. She was like, I'm sad about it. She said, I wish it wasn't true. She was like, but she's like, it's done. So
everybody's getting 24-issue run, basically.
Essentially, yeah. So 2 years worth of comics.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
That would be amazing if they stuck to it, and just said, okay, that was a thing, and there it was. I'll believe it when I see it. And I'm not saying that I really would mind if they didn't end it that way. Like if they kept going. Either way is fine with me. But it was a cool 2-year run. And I haven't read a lot of it yet. I have the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm working my way through that. But I haven't looked at X-Men. I have issue number 1. I got issue number 1s of all of it.
Yeah.
After Spider-Man. I didn't get Spider-Man, but I got the rest of them. But I haven't read any of them yet. So I don't know if they're.
Yeah.
So look forward to reading them, I guess. Man.
So I read, I also started reading Absolute Batman because I finished my run of cover A's, and I only read issue 1. And it's very interesting. It was a good read. I've noticed like a lot of people, let's say like people really, really love it and really like it. But then I'm seeing other people hate on it. Like I listed I bought a collection that had some of the Absolute Batman. So I took the covers that I needed, put them in my run, and then I'm selling the rest. And then I had some people like, I don't understand why this is so hot. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And they were like, he looks dumb because he's like really big. They made Bruce huge, and he's young. He's only 24. So he's a very young Bruce. And so there's critiques of it, but it's interesting. I would say the world is very grunge. Like that's how I would describe it. Like it's got a very grunge feel to it. I'm very interested to catch up. Hopefully I'll be all caught up by next week's episode, and I can share my thoughts on to date. But
yeah, well, I'll try to maybe get into the trade paperback number 1 because I bought it and just haven't read it open yet. But that's the first 6 issues anyway.
Yeah, for the zoo, I think.
Yeah,
right?
the zoo. Yeah. So, I mean, just conceptually though, I just think it's fun. I mean, if people don't, and obviously people love it, but I mean, I like that they try this kind of stuff, because give us a new take, but without messing with Batman. So what do? You just give us a different universe and let's see something else. A Batman, Bruce Wayne who's not rich, that's cool.
Yeah.
And that's about all I know right now,
Yeah.
But I was at the LCS yesterday, and I think I just missed you again. I think you and I wind up at the LCS similarly.
I wasn't there yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Ollie was telling me, you bought all the covers of issue 15, I guess. And I just bought 2 copies of issue A of cover A. I almost bought the. They only had 2 options there. The rest were gone, I think. But,
okay.
But anyway, he was
bought the 1 in 50.
Oh, did you buy the 1 in 50?
Yeah.
Good for you. He was telling me that it's been obviously great for the shop because it brings a lot of people in. And I'm great. I'm all for anything that brings excitement into the business, especially at the LCS level, because they need it. It's great when all of a sudden the books from the 90s or 80s or whatever get hot and we go back and buy, and eBay makes a lot of money on their percentages and everything like that. But we need the LCSs healthy,
right?
And if there isn't good new stuff to buy, they suffer. But I think they make good money on the Pokemon cards too. So. the people who claim, doom for all the LCSs, and I just don't buy it because there's enough of us out there that love to buy collectible stuff, whether it's good or it's junk. We just like it.
Yeah.
And give us a shiny new thing and we'll be interested. We're really not that hard to please.
Yeah, totally.
Honestly, like we're critics. We sit here and we critique things, and but the critiquing it is part of the fun too.
Yeah.
It's right under your foot. Oh no, there it went. Okay. So I'm happy that the last 2 years must have been good for LCSs with the absolute universes and what Marvel, why am I blanking out? What
Ultimate?
Ultimate universes. I think, I know that brought a lot, and that's what the guy at the LCS Ollie was telling me, just how the hype is just crazy.
Yeah.
I put absolute Batman on my poll.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about it and I said, look, enough. Like
Yeah.
I'm done getting here on a Friday, hoping that there's enough copies and I still want available for
right.
me,
Yeah.
And I know a lot at this point they're printing mad numbers, so it's not like it's gonna be rare, but yet they still sell out.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
I want to read it.
Yeah.
It's not about buying it, sticking it away, never thinking about it again. I'm actually reading it.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to read it because that's why I bought the zoo. But anyway, yeah, good couple years I think for LCSs.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, really glad actually.
All right, WhatNot.
Oh man. Okay, WhatNot.
give us your spiel the last week.
All right, here's the deal. Here's my thing with WhatNot. WhatNot is dangerous and dangerous, and I mean that in a good way, and also in a cautionary way. I decided, because you keep we're telling me all about it and how much fun it is, and but you also warned me. You said the FOMO is real on WhatNot, and you got to watch out. So and the thing is, I've had the WhatNot app on my phone since we started this whole thing. I just didn't really get into it.
Yeah, same.
I just didn't go. So, but like anything, it's new. You just need a little someone like you to tell me and just what I need to know about it. Here's how you buy stuff. Here's how it works.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the unknown part disappears, and you're not reticent to try it out. So anyway, I went on there and just playing around. And man, next thing you know, I'm watching claim. I don't know what to call them exactly. WhatNot sales shows of stuff like this sort of stuff. Not this, but limited variants, things that I don't even really didn't know existed, so I couldn't even have wanted it.
Yeah.
I'm bidding on them and buying them.
Yeah.
And they're coming, and before I know it, well, there's, I spent $30 at this place, I spent $50 at that place. Like it can be that quick and that fast.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, Debbie, about it. I said, almost confessing, I said, yeah, it's kind of like being on eBay, except at quadruple speed, and steroids all together, because you all you get is the last 10 seconds of the auction. eBay, you put up a book for an auction, it's a week or 5 days. If you really want to be risque, I'll only do a 5-day auction. I'm really living on the edge. And it's 5 days. And you notice it, you watch it. And then 5 days later, you watch the countdown. And right when it gets down to the last 2 or 3 minutes, the action happens. Well, WhatNot just distills that.
Yeah.
And it's just, here you go, 10-cent auction. Starts at $2, let's go. It resets. If you bid at 1 second, it goes back to 10 seconds, and it just goes like that.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly in those last 10 seconds of an auction. And so you start getting crazy.
Yeah.
Where you wind up kind of caught up in it where you don't really know. You don't have time to open up Key Collector or GPA or anything else. There's just no time for that.
Yeah.
So you almost have to just let yourself be carried off in what other people are bidding.
Yeah.
You figure, well, if this thing just got bidded up to $12 from one, and the guy is on the show saying it's a $30 book, and I like the book, well, I'm going to bid 15.
Yeah.
But if that was at an LCS and I walked in and there was a $15 price tag, I would scrutinize it. I'd consider it. I'd look it up. I'd give it,
Right.
I'd hold it in my hand. And I'd make a decision. But in this case, the book is mine before I've even thought about whether or not I want it. It's a weird, thing. And that's kind of fun, but dangerous.
It thrives off FOMO. Not FOMO as in like, oh, this is the new hottest book of the week. Absolute Batman 15 cover A is like, you got to have it. Like, you know, YouTubers, Instagram content creators are telling you like, you need to get this book. Like, right. They're generating that FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO on WhatNot is there is a book that is actively selling and like you're watching two other people bid for it. And then you're like, well, I want to get in on the action.
Exactly.
Like, so it's fear of missing out on anything. Not it doesn't have to be a hot book. Like this is a true story. I had a joke. I think I sorry if I'm repeating this story. I had a Detective Comics Joker cover where he had like Joker's on the cover, and then there's like a Jack in the Box Joker, and then there's like a portrait of Joker in the background. It's just like a classic Detective Comics Bronze Age Joker cover. I brought it to a claim sale for $10. Listed it because it is a VF minus condition. Threw it up in the claim sale. $10 gets it. You know, would have accepted an offer for like $8, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing. All right, no worries. Brought it again to a claim sale. $10, same price. VF minus, really cool cover. No sell. All right, no worries. Now I'm putting it in the WhatNot box. Bring it to WhatNot. $2 start. You know, it starts there. Somebody could get it for $2. Who knows?
Yeah.
Put it in the WhatNot. Doesn't sell. Nobody bids on it for $2.
Okay.
And I'm like, what in the like? This is a cool cover. I was like, I guess I'm gonna keep it. It's a Bronze Age 50-cent like tech Joker cover. Like new, and it was a newsstand too. Like this is a cool cover.
Yeah.
All right, like whatever. Get to the end of the show. I've got like 5 books that didn't sell, something like that. One of them is the tech cover. So what I do at the end of the show is like, all right, this didn't sell. $1 start, sudden death. Which, have you been part of a sudden death yet? No. Sudden death means the clock doesn't reset. So it goes from 15 to 0.
Yeah, everybody bids
That's
with
it.
2 seconds left.
Yep. $1 start. Putting this tech Joker cover up. 20 seconds. It might have even been 15. Start the clock. Go. Boom, 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 boom. It sells for $21.
Oh my gosh, what?
I'm like,
what?
I'm just like,
what just happened?
I was like, I couldn't sell this book 3 times.
Even for $2.
I couldn't sell this book for $10 where I would have taken an offer. I couldn't sell this book for $2. And then I put it in a sudden death and 2 people get in on it and they just fight till it gets to 21. And I was like,
that is WhatNot in a nutshell.
And I literally told them, this is as soon as it finished, I was like, I said, thank you. One of you guys could have had this for $2 earlier because I showed it and nobody bid on it at all. Oh. And they just laughed and they're like, oh, no biggie.
Wow.
And I'm just like, that's why you guys got to be here. Like, for the whole show. Like, cause I showed it somewhat early.
And you can get, like you said, that's the thing about it is you can get crazy deals on WhatNot.
Yeah.
You know, and I did the same. I did that sort of thing just this week. In fact, I just pulled up a show. It's kind of fun to watch. You know, if you have the discipline to watch and not jump in, it can really be fun because you just want to see like the action. Yeah, you know, it's always action. You're not sitting around doing nothing. Right. Those books, if they're not moving, they're gone in 10 seconds, and there's another book up. It's just like that.
Right.
But I like David Mack, and a guy put up his Virgin variant of his. The Virgin version of his variant cover for the Darkness issue #1. And really cool cover. I liked it. I wanted it. I'd never seen it before. I have no idea what the price is for it. All I know is I bought it for $24. I mean, you know, and then as soon as, of course, you win, you start to wonder, so nobody wanted to pay more than I paid. Did I pay too much? Like, that's the next thing you think. But, you know, by the way, once you buy it at WhatNot, it's sold. Like, you've already been charged. That's it. Yeah. And I like that. It's instant. You don't have to do anything else. You know, you don't get presented with an invoice, nothing.
Did you check FMV on that book?
No.
Let me see.
I don't want. Yes, I looked at Key Collector, and the Key Collector had it for just like $5.
Oh, well, Key Collector sometimes is not.
Well, they're not. Key Collector's not. You can't really. I don't go to Key Collector for value. I go for it to see if it's a key. So it's a very aptly named app. But and then there's another.
Is the one in 25?
Yeah. I paid too much for it. I know I did, but it is what it is.
Wait, when did this come out?
I don't know. All I know is that I saw the
the cover?
Yeah. Gorgeous cover though, right?
I mean, you paid for it. I mean, the lowest sale is lowest sale is $7.99, highest sale is $24.99.
All right, so I paid the highest.
So yeah,
No wonder nobody bid any higher than me. No, but anyway, so there you go. And then later in the auction, the same I keep saying in the show was a bundle of all the other issue number ones that weren't major ratios of the Darkness. So the non-virgin variant for David Mack, plus a handful of others, including a sketch cover and everything else that was blank. And it was like 5 books, and I bought all 5 for about $24, about $5 each, which is cover price, for them, plus shipping. But then I go to the LCS yesterday, and they're all there. The LCS, so I could have just bought them then with no shipping. So yeah, I got into it. And it's very easy to do.
I mean, I had that story too, where I bought a book for $35, and it was the $5 book on eBay. And what's funny is I saw it in another show.
Yeah,
somebody had it for 10.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess the advice I would give is, man, I don't know. Just
be patient.
Be patient and just understand.
Be savvy.
You probably shouldn't bid on something that you haven't had a chance to look at, like research.
Yeah.
If you really, really know what the costs of the new things are, then go for it. But if you don't know at all and you go there, and you're prone to FOMO, you're going to get FOMO'd. There's no way around that. It's going to happen to you. And I'm not. But the thing is, so I like the app. Like I'm not saying it's bad at all. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I can see why it'd be great for a seller though.
Yeah, I think there's also like this part of it too. That's like if people are run filling, right?
Yeah.
We don't really like to go to eBay to fill our runs. Like, it's not really fun. You go to a show,
yeah,
you go through dollar bins, you go through $5 bins, $10 bins, right? Depending on what run it is you're trying to fill.
Yeah.
You like to find them. Even if you see it on eBay, you're like, it feels too easy, like I didn't earn it.
100% agree.
You go on WhatNot and somebody pulls up a book that's in a run like that you need, like that's equivalent in some ways to finding it in a box.
Yes.
So what I've learned is that like there actually does kind of come a point like where like, and I've had people say this to me where they're like, I can't find this book in the wild. So like the price is irrelevant to them because they're just like,
right.
I can't find this book at all. So the value to them is like, I'll pay whatever because I can't find this book. Obviously, I'm not charging them whatever, but I can tell like that's kind of like the mentality. So it's like, yeah, when you get into a WhatNot show, if somebody's trying to run fill or like finish a collection of like David Mack Virgin variants or, whatever, is like they're all trying to achieve that. So it's like, well, my LCS ran out of the 1 in 25 and I don't want to go buy it on eBay, but I'll bid for it.
Yeah.
On WhatNot. And it's a lot more fun.
It is fun. It's live. It's real. It's in the moment. You can get a deal, and you do feel like somebody is kind of flipping through their long boxes for you.
Yeah.
And so that's totally what it is. You feel like you found it.
Yeah.
It does feel like you earned it. Like the reason I'm getting on WhatNot is I'm looking for books like this. I'm looking for a cool variant Frisson cover or a signed one that's going for, $5, $2, $10, filling out my Frisson collection because a lot of them aren't necessarily expensive. They're just really hard to find. Like trying to find 2012 and earlier Frisson covers you got to grind that out, man.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. I don't want to go on eBay and buy them.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm cheating it. It's not, the hunt isn't there.
Because you easily could at any moment in time research like David Mack Virgin variants and then find a list of ones that you want and then go to eBay and buy them all.
Yeah.
But that's like, it's quick and it's easy. But when you're in a show and you haven't done your research,
right?
Like it's just immediately like, oh, I like that. And then I do this, I create like a ceiling for myself. Like the max I'm bidding is this. Like I'm not bidding any more than this number. So like when I bought that no price pick book with Stanley in the Doom suit. I had never seen that book ever before.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, this can't be a $1 book. This can't be a $5 book.
And there's no time to figure it out. That's the deal.
Because if it was a $1 or $5 book, I would have seen it by now with the amount of dollar bins and $5 bins I go through.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna spend 30 or whatever my ceiling was, and that's it, because I've never seen this before. It seems like a novelty to me.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? Like, yeah, I could have got it for cheaper on eBay, but you know what? I learned of the book because of WhatNot. So
yeah,
there's value in that.
Yeah, reward that for them. And I ended up recently. I bought there's another book from WhatNot that I bought on the same day that I bought the Darkness books, but from a different eBay seller. I mean WhatNot seller, and it was it's I don't even know the issue number. All I know is a Will Jack signed Poison Ivy cover that I thought was awesome. And I like Will Jack, and I don't own any Will Jack covers.
Oh, cool.
They're always expensive, you know?
Yeah.
But I paid like $50 for it, dude. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, if I walked into a convention, I have seen many Will Jack covers signed or whatever for $50 at conventions. I've never even considered buying one.
Yeah.
But somehow, in that moment, it seemed like the right thing to do to bid on this thing, you know? And I always thought, well, you know, someone will probably outbid me. But I mean, I'm happy I bought the book. But it's just dangerous. If you are someone who likes, if you like to drink alcohol and go on claim sales, do not do that and go on WhatNot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, not at all.
You will
very dangerous.
Be in trouble.
Yeah. Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, but I okay, a quick question about WhatNot though. A couple questions. One is the guy had giveaways, and I didn't really understand what that was. Like, you could claim a giveaway or bid on a giveaway, or what was this?
Oh no, so like the little giveaway that pops up on the top right,
what is that?
You just click on it, and then you hit enter giveaway, and then it just enters you into the lottery.
So you have to click on it.
Yeah. And then there's buyer's giveaway. So if they say this is a buyer's giveaway, you can only be allowed to enter if you buy something.
Okay.
So if you bought something in the show and he says, "Hey, I'm running a buyer's giveaway," then you click it, and then
it just appears in right where the books that he's selling usually appear, and it just says enter instead of bid or something like that.
No, it's something like the top right.
Okay.
Of a show.
And you just enter.
Yeah, and you just click it, and then it just says, it says giveaway in like a like a small square, and then you click on that, and then it'll like pop out from the side, and then it'll say enter giveaway, and then you just click that.
I see. Okay, because I wasn't sure what to do, and I didn't want to accidentally buy something, so I didn't click on anything. I just didn't.
No,
really know.
even if you don't pay shipping or anything.
Oh wow. Okay.
So.
And then the other question is when there's this 20-second auction, 10-second auction, is your only option to bid the very next increment, or can you bid more than that?
You can bid more than that. On the left side, it says custom. So right next to the swipe, there's something that says custom. And so you can just go in and put in your max.
And that would be something that you do for a sudden death, most likely.
Yeah, a sudden death, or sometimes people just do it.
And then they walk away.
And because sometimes like people will be bidding and you bid back and forth, and then they'll put in their like the most that they pay that they want to pay. And sometimes when people see that somebody puts in a custom bid, they'll put in like a couple bids to like see if they can get to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And if they don't, sometimes people just give up. So sometimes you get books a little bit cheaper that way.
I kind of like that for the discipline that it puts on what you buy. If you simply say, I'm putting in my cap.
Yeah.
And I win it or I don't, but I'm going to sit on my hands until this thing's over.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my fingers off the screen.
Yeah.
Man, it's really, I mean, I thought that the Instagram live sales was dangerous and were dangerous, and they are. And maybe in some ways more dangerous because they're big ticket items and all you have to say is claim and anybody can snipe you at any moment. But the WhatNot thing is you can run up a tab fast.
Yeah. Dara's been on WhatNot a lot too.
I heard.
For clothes.
Yeah. How's that going?
Well, I think she stopped selling and she's been selling on another platform, but she's been buying stuff there too. So I mean, when we're done, you guys could talk about it too. Yeah.
I mean, there's, I only know WhatNot for comics, but anything.
Yeah. Oh, I'm shaking your camera.
Oh, it's all right.
But I mean, comics is like one of the smallest categories. Women's fashion gets like 15,000 views. It's crazy. Cards get insane views.
Isn't it?
Comics are like 1,000 to 2,000.
I know it's so weird
most.
because it's such a big part of our lives, and it's interesting to realize that even in the collectible space, it takes up a very small piece of it.
Yeah.
Even in that, but even a niche thing can be big if that's your focus.
Yeah.
And here we are. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Christmas episode next week. Exchange gifts as our show and tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right.
Let's do it.
We'll be back next week. That'll be our final episode of the year. So make sure you come back, as our show and tell will be us exchanging gifts.
Yeah.
As we did the same last year. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's everything.
Yeah. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm at @Spros_comics. He is at Mr. Period Longbox. If you made it this far, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
So
Thank
much
you.
that you made it an hour and a half into the show. Go ahead and hit that like button, because I got to assume you enjoyed it if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys next week for our Christmas episode.
All right. See you later.
See ya.